in 5, 4, 3, 2.
The Renfrew County District School Board, in partnership with DreamBox Learning, presents RCDSB Math, the DreamBox Experience.
I've used DreamBox every day since I got it up and running, and I've really loved how DreamBox has helped shape and kind of dive down into the learning for my kids. So I have 22 kids in my class, so I give the kids 30 minutes roughly a session to work on DreamBox. 11 kids work on DreamBox, and then 11 kids work with me in a small group activity. So the students that are working in DreamBox sit on half the classroom. They've got their headphones plugged in, they're engaged, they're loving it, they're smiling. And then the other 11 are working with me in a small group, sometimes all as one big group of 11, sometimes in smaller groups of 3 or 4. And what we do is we will dive into a math question together. That way I can see at such an intricate and intimate level where the kid's thinking is. In the future, I'll be able to dive into that student to see maybe where they went wrong, and when it comes to the next small group session, where I can target that student's need, and hopefully their learning is more tailored to that individual and they'll advance more quickly than they would in a large group setting.
I'm using DreamBox during my guided math time, so I've got 2 groups using it, and so it is a task that they can do independently while I'm using that time to take a group aside to work with them. So it's helping to personalize the instruction in that they are working at their level, and it's also showing me where the gaps are, and so then during my guided math I can take that time to take those students who are struggling in certain concepts aside, and I can actually help them as well as DreamBox is helping them.
On a day that we're doing centers in our classroom, the flow is that they're either working with technology, with partners, by themselves, or with the teacher in a guided group. And DreamBox has been an awesome tool for us to use in the technology center or station because it's a tool that's actually linked to their curriculum and to what the student themselves needs, not a whole group level. And I can actually assign a focus to the students on an individual level or on a whole class level based on what they're needing. And when they're coming over to the technology center, they're getting a Chromebook, they're getting their headphones, they're finding a spot that they can work, and they're working by themselves. This is our technology center that the kids helped co-create, and the students actually also co-created their success criteria for DreamBox. Initially, when we were given DreamBox at the 60-minute requirement per student per week, I felt that using all students with a device in front of them as a whole large group might actually begin to limit our math block and the experience that kids were getting in that time for differentiated instruction and for guided instruction with myself. So implementing the center format in our classroom allowed me to pull away and have small guided group instruction with individuals while the others were actually using technology instead of having technology limit our math class.
Now that schools are equipped, classrooms are equipped with their own tech tubs, you can simply put 6, 12 kids on a device and the program is completely tailored to their needs. It's enjoyable, the kids like working on it, they like the challenge, and so those students are completely supported so that you can work with those other groupings. The other part to that is it really is supporting student needs and the skills that need to be worked on. So once you've assessed students and know that they need support in certain areas, perhaps on the loss and continuum, you can actually assign tasks for students that are at that skill level to help build that skill. Additionally, the program is constantly monitoring the students and what their strengths are and their weaknesses are, and will plug them with a bunch of assignments on that skill area to build that skill so they become proficient at it. And this is a completely independent program so that kids can practice it at home, and it relieves the stress off parents that they have to provide any instruction or that they're aligning their strategies of teaching with their own children with what we're doing here in school.